Y'all, I'm doing this quilt, the water goddess. I'm doing her for a gift. And y'all remember these blocks I did a while back? Well, I changed the colors here. You know, she has two different colors. I chose two different colors for her outfits. I have this one, and I just flipped the colors. Let me grab this one. I just flipped my colors and made this one. So whichever one, it doesn't really matter which one you make. You can decide that. And then I have the one on the board here that her clothes and her headband is all the same. So since many options you can do, you can use just you can use all of you can use all solids or you can use all prints, whatever floats your boat. So come on back, y'all, and join me, and I'm gonna give you a step-by-step in the sizes of blocks you need to make this water goddess. I'll be right back. Y'all come on back and join me now. All right, guys, the first two pieces we're gonna do are 5-inch squares, and we're making half square triangles. You're gonna wind up with two. Just lay your other one aside for your next block, which that's good. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna draw your line. I only draw 2 lines. I need to sew on both of those lines there, and then I'll cut it in the middle of those 2 lines. So that's a 1/2 inch away from my center, 1/4 inch away, or 1/4 inch, however you look at it. It's gonna be the same thing. So you just put, I would be chainsawing these. You only need 8 blocks to do this. So I'm going to write this pattern and write everything down, and it'll be available at some point. But right now you can just follow along with me. And if you want more details about it, all you gotta do is talk to me about it. We can get her done. We can get her done. Yep. So just okay. So we got these in the works. Now, when you're going to cut these, I'm gonna show you just a minute. Let me grab my ruler. All you gotta do is put your center in the middle here. Put the edge of your ruler in the middle, or all you got to do is put your 1/4 inch line on your sewn line there, and you're gonna just slice it in the middle. And now now you got your 2 half square triangles, see? And one set it aside so you can use it for your next block, but you do have to make 8 of these. So with every triangle we're gonna get 2. So press to the dark side. Make sure that you just gently press with your finger, and then we're gonna press it with our iron. Go ahead and prepare this one for your next block, and see you already got your dog ahead in the race, you know? So we're just gonna gently press that, and when we take it to the iron, we just wanna make sure that the seams are there, and that you're not gonna have no fold. That's all you're doing. Just making sure you don't have a fold. But don't get crazy with it because you don't want to stretch it out. And then you bring it to your ironing board and just set your iron on that seam and let it sit there a minute. And you'll have a beautiful triangle. See? Real pretty. So we're going to do this other one. Get her done. And then we're going to trim these up to, what's my ruler? 4.5 inches. You know how to do that. Get your ruler, and we're going to put this line right here. I don't know if you can see that line. You can see it. That line there is going to go on the seam. Butt it up against that seam. Measure from the bottom and the top. You're not going to have that much to trim off, so don't worry about it. If you did it right, if you did everything right, you shouldn't have that much to trim off. See? That way you get your dog ears at the same time. All right. We're going to butt it back up, and we're going to make sure that it is lying, that your bottom 4.5 inch, and right here on your side is a 4.5 inch. And we're going to hold it, and we're going to trim it. And we're not going to have much to trim, y'all. See, look at there. That's all you got to trim. That's nothing. You just trimmed it. Okay. So now we got our first block ready. You know what? We'll go ahead and trim this one too, because it ain't like we're going to throw it in our bin for a later date. We're going to use it. So let's go ahead and trim that up. 4-inch square. You can put some tape on your ruler so you don't have to look for this every time. Like one of my rulers, it's not, I got tape on it. I'll show you that. Little trick that helps you out. And it's painter's tape that I got on it. I'll show you that in just a minute. Flip it. Line it back up. But you line up against it. Got your 2.5 inch. The bottom and the top. Make sure that your line is on next to that. Don't have it on top of the fabric. You want to have it butted up against that, against the fabric where your fold is, against this fabric here. Okay, now we got 2, and I'm going to show you this ruler. I have a little tape on it right here, and that shows my line that I always use. And when I put this ruler down, it actually, the tape butts it up real nice. But this is not the ruler I'm using today. But I use that ruler a lot. It'll keep it from sliding, the tape will. That's just a little trick. So now we have that. That's going to be the top of our basket or water pitcher. Water pot, water pitcher. So now the next thing you need to do is you need to get you 2 of your, from your water pitcher, 2 of your 2.5 squares and 2 of your 2.5 background squares. And which this will be fabric B that you're going to be using here. So that'll be fabric B and 2 background squares. Now this right here, it has a direction of fabric, but it's kind of all over the place. So just look at it and see which way you really want it to go. Try to set both of them the same way. And then we're just going to sew these together. But now these, I am not making a 4 patch. I know that's what you're thinking, but we're not doing that. I'm going to sew these together. these two right here, you can kind of chain piece. Do both of them at a time, and it'll make it a lot easier for you and a lot quicker. Okay, now we have these two. Cut them apart. I'm started a little bit hoarse today. And once again, you want to press your seam to the dart, to your printed fabric. Now it doesn't really matter right here because we're not button up seams. So you're going to wind up with these two right here. This is what you got. You got two. So the thing is, you need to press them. Just press them. Don't go crazy on them. Just set your iron on them. You can set your seam on the back. And then just do the front. I'm sweating now. Okay, now we have these two. Okay, now we're gonna take a 4.5. You're gonna have some that you're gonna trim off. 4.5, that's just to make it easier for y'all that don't get your seam allowance correct. It'll be fine. And you're gonna have to lay these out now. One of them is we're gonna say this is, and one of them, it's going to need, let me do one at a time so y'all don't get confused. This one, lay it in front of you with your printed fabric up. Lay your 4.5 inch rectangle beside it. And we're gonna sew this on the left side. Make sure you sew it on the left side, not the right side, because it will not fit in your block. Okay? Okay. Actually, this is not where we're not gonna have to trim off any of this. This is not the block I was thinking. Sorry about that, y'all. I had did it another way earlier, but all you need is a background triangle, and that background triangle is 4.5 by 2.5. 4.5 by 2.5, okay? So, we're gonna press the seam to our background. All right, we're gonna set our seams, and then we're gonna press it. Just press and hold. Just sit it on there and hold it. Okay. So this is one of the blocks we need right here. Okay. You see that's on the left, which it looks like it's on right to you guys. Okay, that's one of our blocks. And remember, we got our half square triangle. We got those set aside. Okay, so our next one, we got to lay it like this. And you got to make sure that you got this print here on the left and your background on the right. And then we're going to put one of our triangles, 4.5 by 2.5. So now we're going to sew this together. We're making we're making the water picture first, okay, guys? If I failed to tell you that, that's what we're doing. All right, make sure you got everything lined up there. Okay, now we're gonna once again, press to the background, the triangle block. And that's your block right there. You need that one. Okay, we're gonna press it. Okay. Now y'all, we got our headpiece done. Let me put this down here and put it down like this so y'all can see it. Which this headpiece is needing another piece, so don't worry about it. But this is the start of our headpiece. This will be the start of our headpiece. See our headpiece? That's our headpiece. So we got the headpiece done. And what we're going to do right now, we're going to set them aside. But that's the way they got to lay. If you do not have these blocks here laying in the right direction, it is not going to match up, okay? Remember, this is your half square triangle, and these are your headpieces. All right, guys, we're going to move on. We're going to move on. Hold on a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, we are going to do the head wrap, the headpiece. We're going to do this part of the block, the headpiece and the face. Okay? So that's where we are now. All right. So for that, you're going to need whatever color you chose for your headpiece. This is my choice. And that is 2.5 inches, 2.5 inch square. And you're gonna need one background, 2.5 inches. And you're gonna need one 4.5 by 2.5 inch. And you're going to, let me take that off. 4.5 by 2.5. And you're going to snowball the left side of that with a 2.5 inch fabric, whatever fabric you chose for your basket. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put it in the left hand corner. Left hand, let's do these two, and I'm gonna show you how to do that snowball. Because some people don't know how to do snowballs. And I want to make sure that you can do this block and be happy with it and say, hey, I did that. All right? All right. So we're going to make a 2-patch here with this one. And once you make 1 or 2, you can see where you can chain piece at. But right now, we're just going to piece them one at a time. And we're going to fold. We're going to press this to and make sure we don't have a seam here, which we hadn't put anything together, but I want to make sure that is not. Yeah. We're going to finger press it to the headband piece. So this right here, we're going to sew. This is on our left side of the fabric. We're going to sew from the top to the side here, okay? So we're going to sew. You can draw your line. So I would draw a line if I was you. I mean, you could probably do it. And I would recommend that you do not start at the point, that you start at the side of this fabric. Or better yet, use you a little piece of fabric, run it under there. It's what people call leader enders. That way, it won't eat up your fabric here. The needle will not eat up your fabric. Set it up. And a little trick for me on doing these, I got a piece of tape here, but I always kind of just sew right beside that line towards the piece that I'm going to cut off. because you're gonna cut. This is what they call snowball or flip and stitch. But I used to have a hard time doing these, and I figured out if I would just ride right beside that line, look at that, it'll come out perfect every time. Yep. And then you're gonna trim this. You know, you're gonna trim the excess and trim this piece off. So that's just a little tip, because I know when you start making these, you're going to be flustered all the time, because every time you make one, it's not going to come out. You're going to get one right, then you can't get the rest of them right. So with that little tip, if you would just focus, I don't need a new blade because that's a new blade. If you would just focus on that, the piece that you're going to cut off, it will come out perfect every time for you. And you know, I'm not gonna say it don't take practice, because it does. And I know most of the time people be really angry at themselves because they can't understand why they're not getting it, you know. Why some of my blocks come out, some of my snowball or flip and stitch, whichever one you want to call it, comes out, and some of them don't. And that would be why. Okay, so we made those pieces. These are the two pieces. Let me see. These are the two pieces. Nope, wrong. That you should have right now. Yeah. These will be your two pieces that you will have right now. That will be them that you have right now. And then we're gonna put this piece on. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these two pieces here and you're gonna flip it over to your face piece. Your face piece. You know what? That is not going to be right. That's not how I put those together. Put these together. And what did I put with her? Let me look at that, y'all. We got to figure it out. I got to figure it out for y'all. Yeah, that's what I did. I put these together. No. Sorry about that, y'all. You don't need this piece. See, I make mistakes too. You don't need this piece. This other background doesn't go with this. It goes with your ones that you already made. Yep. So we're gonna take this one off because it doesn't supposed to be on there. My back tacking, y'all, that back tacking really holds it. Turn it loose, baby, turn it loose. You're gonna get to come back and make your debut. It don't wanna go nowhere, it wants to be in the quilt, y'all. There we go, we got it. Let's iron that. And now you put a piece on, you wanna try to iron it back up. You don't want it. Okay, now we got that piece. Let's lay this back up here because we don't need it right now. And that piece there. Okay, this piece, and let me make sure I got these right. This piece and this piece is going to go together. So I gotta make sure I get them in the right direction. Hold on, hold your taters, y'all. Hold your taters. I got that right there. in this here. Okay. So you need a block that you cut for your, you're gonna add it to the face. That you cut for your headpiece. Sorry about that, y'all. I already made one. And you should have this piece, not that piece. You should have this piece. And you're not gonna have to worry about where you put the seam. I would just, let's see, I think, is that one? I'm just kind of figuring out the seams as I go. Yeah, you ain't gonna have to worry about the seam on this one. So then what you wanna do, next is you wanna put these two pieces together to make you a block. This is what you wanna do. Put these two together. So these two pieces together. Because all your blocks, when you get through with connecting them to each other and make yourself a block, it's going to come up to 4.5. They all are going to come out to 4.5. They all should come out to 4.5. Let me get this lined up here. So with this one too, you got to worry about a seam on this one. This is the only one you're going to have to worry about a seam. And let me see. I got to make sure. So I'm going to have to put my seam towards the face. Yep. Because I got my other seam going the other way. So I'm going to set that seam. And we're going to set everything aside. We're going to make some more blocks, y'all. Let me get my big board out here. And I'll show you what we're working with here. What we got going on so far. You got your headpiece up here. Let's line that up the way it's supposed to be. That's your headpiece. That one. And this one. So just lay your pieces out. See what we got so far? We got a face, a headpiece, and a basket. So that's what we got so far. All right, y'all. I'll be right back. Gotta get the baby out the tub. Okay, guys. Remember this piece right here. It did not need a background. It needed, this piece here. It did not need a background. It needed whatever fabric you use to do your headpiece, okay? So, just remember that. I made a mistake on that, okay? All right, so now we're back at it. So our next thing is, let me find my block. My next thing to do is, we got that. So now, we need, got all my pieces cut right here. We need one, only one, here's a 4-inch. 4-inch square. We're gonna make triangles again. And we need a 4-inch, 4-inch here. Is that 4-inch? Yeah, just hold your taters. Yeah, that's my 4-inch. Because I have a 5-inch and I'm trying to remember where it goes. And it's not the 4-inch, it is the 5-inch. Yes, that's what it is, 5-inch. You need a 5-inch triangle. And you need your 5-inch, whatever your skirt is, whatever your shirt is gonna be. This is gonna make your shirt. You're gonna put the 4-inch in the middle, okay? And we're gonna draw a line here, which I should have already had did, so y'all don't have to watch me do that. But we're gonna do it anyway. If you don't have one of these little rulers, get you one. You can't get them in package of 2 and no 3. I don't know where one of mine is, but it came with 3 different sizes. This is the large one. Make sure I got my fabric on the wrong side. It's kind of hard to tell with this fabric here. And we're just gonna draw a line. You don't have to really make it dark, but you don't have to worry about it. It will come out in the wash once you wash your quilt. So there's my line. See my line? So then I'm gonna look at this and see. It's kind of directional and then it's kind of not, you see? So I'm gonna set it like this and I'm gonna draw across it. I'm gonna sew across that. So we'll see what we come up with.
Mommy, what is you doing?
I'm filming, little girl. She said to Mama, what is you doing? She scared me there, y'all. Okay. So here we go, y'all. We get this one done. And that is going to make our shirt. We're making the shirt right now. I just kind of sometimes put my needle down because mine is going to back stitch automatically. I put it down and then I just raise it a couple of times. Try to make sure I get on the edge. Now when I'm doing these half square triangles, I stay on my line. I mean, and on the other one I told you, I'm on my line. It just seems like I'm just kind of sewing beside that line. But when it gets down there, it will be on the line. Yes, it will. It's just gonna be, I guess, like a hair beside the line. You ain't gonna be able, you gotta really look close to see that it is not on the line. And that's how, when I snowball, I use that way of doing it. So, all right, let's cut this. I always try to get a bigger ruler where my fingers ain't gonna be in the way, because you can be concentrating on this and cut your fingers, and you don't want to do that. So now we got our 2 triangles for our, y'all, what happened? I ran out of bobbin or something. Don't worry about it. We still got a line there. I ran out of bobbin, y'all. I'm gonna have to go back over there and sew it. I got some up here. I usually check my bobbin before I start videoing, but I didn't. Let me get my tape back up here where it's supposed to be. All right. New bobbin, fresh bobbin, and we're ready for the races, y'all. Let's see. Well, I did get that one sewed. It just ran out on this one. So that's okay. We're just gonna sew it. We're just gonna sew it. It's okay. It ain't the end of the world. This is what happens when you quilt. I was not playing chicken with my bobbin, y'all. It just, I did not check it. I'm being honest. I did not check it. So stay on that line. You know something I realized too with doing my other sew alongs, they do what they call oversized triangles, and it's 2 triangles put together, and your half square triangle will come out the size that you need it. You have enough to trim it up. So I was like, ooh, that is so cool. Get my iron warm back up. So we're gonna need both of these triangles this time, because this is for our shirt. So we're gonna need both of them this time, y'all. You won't have one left over for your next vlog. And we're gonna trim it up to 4.5. Remember, we use 5.5 squares. I'm gonna trim it up to 4.5. Let me get my trimmers. Yeah, we need both of these this time. I decided I want to do a step-by-step video today, because I know a lot of my subscribers ask me a lot of questions sometimes, and I'm always filming for assuming that people know how to sew, and we still have new people coming aboard interested in the sewing world. We should encourage them in any way we can. So I am more than happy to help them out. See, we're not cutting a whole lot out. We're just trimming it. And they don't have to be scared, because they can see right now I'm not a professional. But I'm just showing them how I do it. Don't mean it's always the right way, but it's my way. I taught myself to quilt by watching a lot of videos. I watched a little girl the other night, y'all, and I really wanted to find out where that kid lived, because I wanted to go over and help her. She was, her cutting, the way she was cutting, she was ironing on the floor, but, you know, she's starting somewhere. So I had to give her a comment and say, my head is off to you, baby. Use what you got till you can afford to get what you need. And told her to go to Goodwill and try to find her an ironing board. But as I looked at her channel, she does other things. But she decided she couldn't find a pretty quilt at Walmart like she wanted. Not a custom quilt. And she decided to make her own. So I was really proud that she did that. So now we got our sleeves. Okay, now this was my trickiest part right here. We got a 4-inch. This is our 4-inch square. And y'all, I turned this thing every which way but loose. And I'll tell you why I was turning it like that. Because I was trying to make sure. You see this little point? How they supposed to meet in the middle right there? Yeah. So that's your 2 squares there. And that we can put on our board. We can put that on our board because we're not ready to sew anything. I got it all folded up there. So we're gonna put it next to the face. And this one next to the face. We're gonna lay them all out, and then we're gonna sew them all together. And that one's gonna go there. And we can go ahead and put, this is 8 and a half by 4.5, and you're gonna put it up here. It's gonna go right there. So you see where we at now, y'all? So I put it up there. See your face, you got your shirt, your face, and your headrest. Headrest. Ooh. Sarah, get out of yourself. So now I got 2 blocks over here. I'm kind of looking at y'all to do it right. So we got those. Now we gotta make, this is where, y'all, I'm hot. I need to put my hair up, I guess. Okay, we're gonna lay these to the side. Now, y'all, we're gonna have to put, what are you doing up there? Oh, that was my, no, that was my 4-inch right there. What did I have you for? Okay, what we're gonna do now is we need 2 4-inch backgrounds. And we got a snowball. We're making the hands, y'all. We're making our hands. And you gotta pay attention the way you land them. You gotta pay attention the way they are going to be snowballed. I put mine like this. And what color did I have her skin? You're gonna need 2 of your little skin tones. One of them is gonna go in your bottom left, and the other one is gonna go into your top right. So you gotta have them opposite. Now I do have I get me my pink pencil and mark that. I like to mark mine. Don't worry about it. It ain't gonna take you but a minute to do this step to make that show up. Maybe this pink. I might should have got a white. But the one thing, even if you don't get no color on it, as long as you get that imprint. But I did get some pink chalk on it. This is a pink chalk pencil. Y'all know I'm famous for my number 2 pencils. So we're gonna put that one. That one's gonna sit here. And this one, I'll make sure I do y'all right. Y'all see how I'm doing it right? I make sure they are lining up the way they're supposed to. It's so easy to get them flipped. So now we're gonna sew them together. We're gonna snowball these 2 blocks. And as I said, start from the side, not the point. It'll help you out a whole lot. And you can chain piece these 2. And then check it before you cut. Check before you cut, ladies and gentlemen. Check before you cut. Don't get happy with that blade just yet. Y'all, I got a whole mess over here. I do. I've been working on so many projects, and then I started on this one. And usually I clean up between projects, but then I had to do some mending this morning, so I just kind of got a mess over here. But y'all know what I'm always got a mess. Y'all know I'm always on 2 or 3 different things. All right, so we're gonna press this again. We're gonna set our seams first. Yep. Come here, baby. Set that seam. I'm gonna set this seam, and then we're gonna put her out there. And this block should be a 4.5 when you get finished with it. If you did everything right, it would be a 4.5. Okay. So now we got to lay these out to where they supposed to be. Okay, there we go. We got our triangles. We got this one here. That one goes there. And another triangle in its place. He's trying to take over, y'all. Is that the wrong one? Is that a 4 or 5 inch? Yep, it's 4 inch. I want to turn it like that. Now we're going to put this one here. All right, guys. Now we need one more of these here. I'm going to show you in just a minute how we coming along on this. And it's going to be so easy to do the skirt. See it, y'all? Can y'all see it? I got it down for her now. Look at that. Ain't that cutie? She's a cutie. So on my skirt, since I did the same color, I got 2 4.5 blocks. But what you can do, if you want to make it your skirt the same color, let me show you. These two that's a 4.5 and that's a 4.5. You can take those 4 and this one here and just make a 8.5 block, 8 by 8, and you don't have to do that. But that gives you the option if you want to do different colors. So before I put this together, I'm gonna look at these that I can turn and see which way I want to turn them before I sew it. But that she is. All right, guys. I'll be back as soon as I get it laid like I want it. Okay, guys, now we're going to put it together. And the way I'm going to put it together, I am going to put this together, this together, this together, and that together. So, let's hop to it, y'all. Give myself some room over here. I'm going to start with the headpiece first. And I'm going to put these 2 pieces together. And we're going to have to press your seams as you do them. But once again, this piece right here, I think this piece you don't have to worry about any seams matching up. So I'll tell you as we do them, because I had to just figure this out. So I am doing it with you guys. And yes, I did a couple of them, but I'm still remembering how I did it. So this one, you're gonna have to worry about the seam. You are gonna have to worry about the seam. So I'm gonna press the first seam this way towards the triangle. seams there, y'all. So this is what that one looks like. That's our first piece. And then this is our second one. We're just gonna make 4 big squares, y'all, putting this block together, which I think is easier for you. It was, at least it was for me. Then you don't get confused. So now I'm going to press this one towards the head piece.
Hey, Mommy.
Hey, sweetie pie.
Can I watch TV in the bedroom?
Yes, just a second. Okay, and this is what that one's gonna look like. So now we're gonna put these 2 pieces together, and we're gonna have to butt up our seams here. This is when you start worrying about butting your seams. Don't know what happened there. Get my seams butted up, y'all. Cookie be back and say, Mama. Okay. Just a second, little girl. She gonna come back, y'all. Don't run over your pins, y'all. Don't run over your pins. You don't want to tear up your machine. Okay, so I think I'm going to put this seam down, because when I put this one on, I'm gonna have to match my seams right here. When it wants to go up, I'm just gonna let it go up. It wants to go up because on the other one, I have mostly background fabric with no seams to worry about. Press that. All right, guys. That's our first completed block there. You can see her face and her head wrap. Okay, so we're gonna set this aside. Then we're gonna go over here. Y'all, let me go cut TV on for Cookie. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, maybe we won't be disturbed, so we're gonna do this one now. And that one, that's the seam that, actually I don't have a seam. I don't have to worry about the seam there. it's gonna be down here where I'm gonna have to worry about it, in which I got it pressed correctly. All right, so now we're gonna connect this to this. And we don't have to worry about bumping those seams together. And I had to do all this ironing of fabric, so I had to pull out my ironing board. So it's over here in my way, but it's okay. Once I get this did, I will put it up and put up my fabric. Because I did all my cutting. So that one is going to go up. But that is not going to work because I do have to butt that seam up over there. Okay, so that one's going down. It's going away from the white. All right. Putting that seam down. And this is that block. Okay, so we're gonna lay it over here for the moment. And we're gonna put our skirt together. Which is this one here. This is just two two 4.5 inch blocks. Which if you were gonna, you know, since I was making the whole skirt the same color, I could have cut this to an 8 by 8 block and not have to do this, but I wasn't for sure what I wanted to do. So it just gives you that option. If you cut it this way, it gives you the option that you can make the top one color and the skirt another. So with this one, it's going straight up and down, so I don't have to worry about the seam. So we're just gonna lay it down. And then we're gonna put this one long piece on it. And this one is a 4.5 by 8.5. But if I didn't tell you the size of that block, that's what it is. A triangle. That's not a block, that's a triangle, Sarah. So we're just gonna make the skirt. Okay, and we're going to press this seam towards the 2 blocks. Because we got to put up seams when we put these 2 together. I should have set that seam first. Yeah, you know what, when you get in a hurry, you get in a hurry, right? It's not good to get in a hurry. All right. Now we're going to put these 2 together. This is part of the top and the one with the arm. So I'm going to put these 2 blocks together. he could be eating. So got that seam going down, so this seam is gonna have to go up towards the half square triangle. Let's set that one. And then we're gonna put this right here. That's a 4.5 by 8.5. We're gonna put it on the left side of that block. Let's see, I might have got it a little big, but you're gonna have to trim it up. And when you trim it up, you'll have room to trim it up to 16.5. So what this block comes out to. That's why you only need 8 to make a lap quilt. So you don't have to worry too much if you're cutting wasn't accurate or your seam allowance. You'll have room to trim it up. Alrighty, so we're putting the seam towards this triangle. So now, baby, now we just got to put these 4 blocks together. So I'm going to put this one over here. I'll put these 2 top ones together first. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to butt up some seams. We only have 1 seam to butt up. Get it over here so I can see it, y'all. Only 1 seam to butt up. And I'm going to stick a pin in it. Make sure you don't run over your pen, y'all. Okay. Now which way we're gonna get that seam to go? I think I would do this seam, which way it wants to go. It wants to go towards the face. So that's the way we're gonna let it go. Okay, now there's our 2 top pieces. See, she's coming along, y'all. She's coming along. Now I'm gonna put these 2 pieces together. And we got 1 seam to butt up. Let's get that seam butted up. I almost missed that seam, y'all. hear some pitter patter of some little feet, y'all.
Mommy, do you know about hamsters?
Who? Hamsters?
Them die.
Oh no, the hamster didn't die, did it?
Uh-oh. Kyle, I was watching Kyle, and the hamster died.
Oh, I bet he was so sad. Okay.
And he thought he wasn't coming back. Then he come back Saturday.
You came back on Saturday. Okay.
Do me and Dominic kill hamsters?
No, yeah, I don't have no hamster to kill. Thank God.
Why you don't need a hamster?
Because it may die. You don't want a hamster. They look like rats. And I'm scared of rats. Megan is too.
I'm not scared of
I
rats.
bet you're not.
Mm-mm.
Okay, and here's our second bottom piece. All right, so now we're gonna attach it to our top piece, y'all, and we'll be through. She be pretty. She ready for her debut. I thought you was watching TV, Mama.
Mommy, my tablet is dead.
Okay, but you asked me to watch TV, so doesn't matter if your tablet's dead. Go watch TV. Please. Thank you. Kids, they have too many options. You know, we always say decisions. So we got 3 seams we gotta match up, y'all, on here. She likes Caillou. And actually, my grandson saw something, was saying that Caillou was not a good cartoon. He was really a rude little kid. And so she's telling him about Caillou, and he's telling her that that's not a good cartoon to watch. Okay, let's get her put together, y'all. Let's get her put together. Let me get my foot. Yeah, my foot ran away. She ended up taking up for Caillou, boy. You don't want to hear it. Caillou is not bad. And here is our beautiful block, y'all. Here is our beautiful block. And I'm gonna see which way that seam wants to go. Just a minute, I'm gonna show it to y'all in just a minute. Let me press that seam so y'all can look at her. So y'all can admire her. I think she turned out really nice, guys. Yeah, was something I had to figure out myself, but that's why I gave you the sizes on her, because it's not the same sizes. Did it my way. There is our goddess, y'all. Isn't she pretty? She is so pretty. There is our goddess. So, I got 6 more to go. 6 more of them to go before I get the square done. So I'm gonna trim her up and put her up there on the board with her sister. I know I showed you that one. What's the orange one? What's the peach one? So I'll be back, close out this video for y'all. Alright guys, here is the quilt. Those are my triangles. It's not gonna be very big, so I think I'm gonna put some borders on it. Y'all like that? Don't want to make y'all drunk. Those are my ladies. So this one is the one that's gonna go to the teacher. You need 6 of these triangles. Those are the sides in the top and the bottom right here. You need 6. So that's 24 by 24 block, and you cut it diagonal twice. And then you need your ends. That's a 12.5 inch block. You need 4 of them. So you're gonna cut those on the diagonal. So you're gonna cut 2 12.5s and 2 24.5s, because you're gonna need 6 of these right here. You need 6. So you have 2 left. So that's the only way I know to do it. So that is the quilt. I'm gonna sew it up and get ready to sandwich it, because I don't have much time to get it done. And I will show it to you guys. Y'all, I need a border on it. Tell me what color border you think I should put on it, because it's pretty small. I want to put a border on it. So tell me which colors. If you think I need a small border, then a large border, I don't know. But I'm out of my white, so that's not gonna work. I may have enough to do a small border. I doubt it. I'll have to piece it. But anyway, I could put a cream on it if I wanted to. Just tell me, what colors do you think? These are my the colors in the quilt. So I got maybe enough of that orange to do. I could do a border. On the other ones, I don't have enough to do a border on the other colors. So give me a heads up. That's the only one I have enough to do a border. All right, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys. Hey guys, this is how I'm gonna sew it. This piece, that piece, and that piece in the top. Put the top on first, the tops, and then put them on the sides. And then this will be a row. I will do these 3 ladies in that triangle. And then I'll do this triangle and those 3 ladies in an end piece. And then I'll do the same here. That triangle, this lady in the end, and that triangle. Okay, so I found this beige in my stash that I probably have enough of. What y'all think as a border? Y'all think that'd be cute? I'm not making, don't want to make it out drunk. Don't you think that'd be cute? Let me step back. I think that beige right there will be cute. But yeah, so that's how I'm gonna do this. Or I'm looking at it again. It will probably be that triangle up there. Do it this way. That triangle up there, the big triangle. This lady, big triangle on the top. But I'll put the top on this lady. and then put the 2 triangles, and then put the end piece, end triangle, and those, and the big triangle. Then I go to this row, put that end triangle, these 3 ladies, and this triangle. And then we'll go top triangle and the lady and those. So I'll get it together and I'll show it to you. But I think I'm going to do that right there as the border. I think that'll look good. It'll keep it really soft because there's a lot of color inside my quilt. So I think that will be a pretty border for it. Tell me what you think. Or do you think I should do another color border? All right. Thank you, guys. Okay, here's my other set of ladies I did. I did all of these in African fabrics. That's 6 of them. That one. I have another quilt and this one. So I made a quilt for myself. This is the one I'll be keeping. What y'all think? Ain't they pretty? I think they're really pretty. But I had to do a lot of changing on this pattern, so this video is going to show you all the changes I did. I did it my way because it didn't make sense the way the pattern was going, and it was just a waste of a lot of fabric. So there are my ladies. All right, guys, I think I'm going to close this video out, but no, I'm not, because I'm going to show you once I get the borders on and everything. Then I'll close it out. All right, thank you for watching. Okay, guys, I got this piece sewn together, you can see, and I got this piece here sewn together. So all we got to do is these 2 here, and I just wanted to show you how I did this. If you notice, it's a little triangle down there and a big one over here, and on the other side it's the big triangle and the small one here. So you'll be a small triangle, then the big one on here, a big one, and a small one. I'll help you remember how you lay your triangles out. And then we just got the bottom piece to do. And then I'll be putting on the border. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to mark it to quilt it also. But that'll be another video. Thank you for watching. Okay, guys, here it is. I think that border, I think I picked the right border. That beige kind of pops there. I like it, y'all. It's a throw. I hadn't measured it yet. It's just a throw. So, I'm loving it. What y'all think? Let me know what you think about it. She's pretty, pretty. Yes, she is. And I really didn't pay attention to where I laid out my ladies at. I just tried to. So, I paid a little attention. I didn't want all the orange in one spot because I had a little more orange than anything. So, I paid a little attention to that. And the rest of it, I just let it go. But that's my quilt. And I'm going to sandwich it. And I'll show you guys that. Maybe you'll come back. I'm going to use the glue method to sandwich it. So I'll give you a little video on that in another video, because I don't want this video to be so long. So be on the lookout for the basting of it and getting it ready. And also, I got to pick what stencils I'm going to use to mark it, so I can quilt it and get it out the door. Yeah, she's pretty. I think she's pretty, y'all. What y'all think? Y'all think she's pretty? Let me know if y'all think she's pretty. Yeah. And let me know if you think it should have another border. I think that's enough. I really do. Because it's just a throw. It's only for her to color in as she needs to or wants to. After a long day of dealing with 3rd graders, I think this will comfort her. Thank you, guys. I'll be back to close this video out. Okay, guys. I got my quilt. I got one of the quilt tops put together. This one I hadn't did yet because this one is going to be mine. So I got to cut my triangles and everything. I'm tired. Yeah, I've been working on this quilt. I worked on the Mother's Day. I have really been trying to get it finished before he finishes school. So, like I said in the video, I'm gonna now get ready to sandwich it, and I'm going to use the Elmer's glue, kids glue, because I was gonna maybe use, I got the batting also, you know, with the adhesive on it, but I'm gonna try this Elmer's glue thing, see how it works. This is for a teacher. How that sounds, huh? And see how that works, and I think that will help me whenever I bind the quilt. I use that spray and I take it outside, but I always get congested afterwards because I have COPD, so it's not good for me. So I'm gonna try the Elmer's glue because I think that would be just the thing I need, or anybody else that has problems with their lungs and breathing, if you got asthma, whatever. And you don't have to worry about off spray all over your stuff, because I know I do it out on the table, and I always, for whatever reason, get right by the swing, and it always get all over the swing. So, yeah, and I don't do it when the wind's blowing because I don't want to inhale it. I've even used a mask to do it, so it's just not a good thing for me. And so I think the kids glue, Elmer's glue will work. So I'm going to show you that while I'm doing it. And also I'm going to show you the markings that I'm going to use and the stencils I'm going to use. I can't get too fancy because I got to hurry up and get it quilt. So I got to get it marked and everything and get it quilt, bind, and get a label on it. So you saw what the quilt looked like. Tell me what color you think the binding should be. I had made up my mind on the color of that, so should I use just another white? I got some more white, but it's not the same white that's in the background. But it's, you know, white always has those little designs you really can't tell unless you really look at it. But they really stand out on this one because there's so much white on it. But you know, just let me know what kind of binding you think will go good on that quilt. And I would appreciate your help with that because, you know, it's going to be a minute before I get it bind. So thank you guys for watching, and sorry I'm out of breath today. Just I'm having a little problems with my COPD, but we're working on it. We're working on it. But anyway, I don't feel bad. Don't say, I'm not saying that. I don't really feel bad. I just get short of breath a lot. But that's what happens when you have COPD. But anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate you. I want to thank all my newcomers. I got one. I was so excited to read her comment. She said she was new into quilting. You know, anytime we can get some people over to the quilting world, it's exciting. So I told her if anything she needed, let me know. I will be happy to help her. And that goes for all of you. If you need anything or you want to see me make something, let me know. And I will try to get it made for you guys. All right, guys. Thank you for your time. And I will talk to you on the next video. God bless you and your family. I'll see you later.